Ladies and gentlemen, we are live with the first practice open to the media where they're allowed to drop a little bit of footage from practice. Not only are we going to break down everything we saw from the news, the notes, the highlights, the observations, we're going to break down everything. We got you guys covered. Before we get into it though, I do want to give a major shout out to all of the Dallas Cowboys media members on Twitter and X, because without them, quite frankly, these videos are just not possible to make. So go give them a follow on Twitter right now. You're going to see some names. The best one, man, Voice of the Star, at Voice of the Star, Patrick Walker. This dude posts so much. Go follow him right now. Would not be possible without him. And with that being said, let's kind of dive into today's video and today's practice. It was insane. Micah Parsons clearly there. He's trying to get a contract extension. Brian Schottenheimer, he's saying, hey, listen, we're going to get something done. Come to practice. Something will be taken care of. You also see Matt Eberflus as well, the new defensive coordinator. So that's cool to see, as well as some other guys along this defense. We're going to break it all down. Let's dive into the video. Here's another rep as well. In here we see Dante Fowler. You see him going up against Sam Williams, who is coming off a little bit of an injury, but they're excited about Sam Williams. Great job getting off the line there and beating Micah Parsons. I mean, they're very, very close. These are both guys that they expect big seasons from. But when you look at this edge rushing core with Dante Fowler, who is coming off a big year in Washington, Micah Parsons, that's going to be elite, right? You also add a second-round rookie in Donovan. I'm not going to try to say his last name because I'll butcher it somehow, some way. From there, you add Peyton Turner. From New Orleans, a former first-round pick, very high potential guy. Sam Williams, a second-round pick, in Marshawn Nealon. They have so much potential in this edge rush room that, dude, you cannot make this stuff up. They're going to be good at getting to the quarterback this season. We also got to see a little bit from the wide receivers today as well. George Pickens is, man, so much better of a route runner than a lot of people even think, right? He's coming over here to Dallas to be this number 2 alpha wide receiver across from CeeDee Lamb. And early on, we are starting to see, the defense really struggle to guard both of them, right? Last year, what the defense would do, they would shadow cover CeeDee Lamb. They would send one safety over there, and they would shadow cover him, right? This year, you can't do that. If you shadow cover CeeDee, well, boom, there you go. George Pickens has one-on-one coverage down the sideline. 50-50 balls are more like 70-30 balls with George Pickens, so good luck, right? So now defenses are going to be in position where they have to go 2-eye safety. Well, then you kind of think about it like this, right? If you're in 2-eye safety, that means that box is in the offensive favor, right? So Miles Sanders, Jaden Blue, Javonte Williams are going to have a really good time just because of George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Tolbert, and then Kevontae Turpin with that speed. Dude, this offense is going to be absolutely dynamic, explosive. Talk about Jake Ferguson over the middle. I am pumped. Now, speaking of the running back room, Miles Sanders actually had a touchdown catch from Dak Prescott in the red zone. And then there was a lot of celebration. Obviously, I think Miles Sanders is going to be involved in this offense pretty early on. We can already tell that the chemistry that he has built with Dak Prescott is actually pretty damn good, at least so far, but we still got a long way to go. The guy we need to talk about is Joe Milton. According to Joseph Hoyt, Cowboys quarterback Joe Milton had another sharp day. The highlight was a bullet he threw rolling to his left to Ryan Flournoy for a touchdown. There's a ton of talent there for the Cowboys to develop over the next 3 seasons. But man, guys, Joe Milton has the arm strength that you just would not believe. Okay, this dude is doing things on the football field that Cowboys fans haven't seen in a very long time. Now, the reason I really do like having Joe Milton on this team is not because I don't think Dak Prescott's not a good quarterback. I think Dak will be fine this year. I think he'll take a step up because of the competition, right? Now that you have a guy like Joe Milton that could be the future, Dak's got to step up. Dak's got to come into the season and really compete at an extremely high level, or his job is going to be gone. He's not going to have a job anymore, right? So Joe Milton's adding a level of competition that you just want to see. Right, so that is one of the major pieces of this offseason that I love, and he's actually practicing extremely well. Now guys, really quickly before we deep dive any further into some more highlights, news, notes, and observations from today's practice, I do ask a little bit of a favor. Hit the like button if you want more Cowboys videos throughout the entirety of this year's offseason. It's going to be, or we're going to be covering all of mandatory minicamp, which is the next few days, and then from there they get about a month off before they start training camp. But don't worry, we're going to cover training camp as well. Things should really ramp up for that. And then also we're going to be covering preseason football, regular season football by breaking down some all 22 coaches film. So don't go anywhere. Subscribe. It is free. It doesn't cost anything to join the family. And like I said, we got you guys covered. It is just the beginning. So let me know what you guys think about that. And with that being said, let's kind of dive back into the video and talk a little bit more about today's practice. So we talked a little bit about Joe Milton. He did have one overthrow, but made up for it with 2 touchdowns, one to Ryan, and then also had one to Jonathan Mingo, who they traded for, I believe last year, gave up a little hefty pick as well. So they expect Jonathan Mingo to definitely step up this year. Juan Thomas continues to get a lot of reps at nickel, right, in the slot, but also as safety as well. So they view Juan Thomas as a very versatile, dynamic player that can play multiple different positions, and they believe that, right? Obviously, you have Trayvon Diggs, who's slowly getting back from injury. Siobhan Revel, so again, slowly getting back from injury. Outside of that, Kyrie Lam has looked amazing. Has looked really, really good throughout camp thus far. Deron Bland, you have Kalen Carson, and then Juan Thomas is filling in a massive need for this team right now. Now, from there, we can talk more about, let's say, Jake Ferguson. He looks a lot quicker. You can tell he has spent his offseason, getting that footwork up, getting the foot speed up, and he's been really good so far. Ryan Flanoy has been a major key of this offense, at least with that second unit. He looks faster with straight line speed, according to Patrick Walker, who's been at almost every single practice, so that's good. And you can see, dude, guys, look at Kevontae Turpin. Get this guy on the football field as much as possible, okay? Look at that route from George Pickens. Look at the route from CeeDee Lamb. Both good. But when Kevontae Turpin gets his route, look at how quick he is. I mean, dude, electricity is the first thing that comes to mind when I watch Kevontae Turpin run his little routes, man. Dude, this dude is going to be a freak of nature. Getting the ball early and often and just watch him work in space. One more time. Look at the top of the key, or top of the route. I mean, it is insane. Outside of that, energy has been a focal point for this Dallas Cowboys team. Through practice, they're working on hustling, right? Getting to point A to point B extremely quick. And I think Brian Schottenheimer is doing a really good job taking control of this team right now, making sure everyone's where they need to be. And it feels like everyone's progressing at a really good level right now. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, join the family, turn on post notifications, and I will be covering this Dallas Cowboy offseason throughout the entirety of the offseason, and not only that, the on-season, preseason, regular season. We got you guys covered, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.